Hey YouTube, I had to make this into a two-part video, so there's a link in the description for part one. There was just so much to see at this museum and so much to show that I couldn't get it all in one video. But thanks for watching. This is the nose of the goose, spruce goose, and you can see here it's like a boat, the hull, because it was a water plane with pontoons. There's the pontoon on that side of the wing, can't see it because of the plane, and there's a pontoon on that side of the wing. And these are good planes that are under the wing of the goose. It's a better shot at the cockpit. Massive. This is inside the fuselage. So it looks bigger from the outside.
Yeah, the stress analysis on it. I'm a show you know, without computers, slide rules, it's like.
And then the cockpit is up there. We're not going to see that.
You look at it, you see, you create a good job of the goose.
Here's the wing. It's got 4 engines on each side. We better look at this building. There's several buildings. Well, there's the tail. I know, it's getting all the angles. This is a view from the second floor, and downstairs they have a little cafe. And next is a little biography of the history.
And began a 28-mile trek to Terminal Island in Long Beach, California. Engineers assured Hughes the roadbeds could withstand the weight of its heavy sections. Utility crews lifted more than 2,000 power lines so the caravan could pass. Schools recessed for the day, and a crowd of more than 100,000 lined the road for the parade. Criticism of the project mounted after the war ended. The flying boat prototype had exceeded the government's funding allowance. There were many people who were eager to proclaim Howard Hughes' project a failure. Although Hughes promised to pay for the cost overruns out of his own pocket, federal politicians tried to cancel the project. Meanwhile, the Hughes team continued to assemble the flying boat in the Long Beach dry-dock. But the government wasn't finished with Hughes. A Senate investigation committee headed by Senator Owen Brewster of Maine probed alleged misappropriation of funds for the Spruce Goose, a name coined by the plane's detractors. The committee further accused Hughes's public relations aide, Johnny Meyer, of lavishly entertaining Colonel Elliott Roosevelt, whose father, FDR, had personally intervened to save the flying boat. The Senate proceedings angered Hughes, who felt unjustly singled out for a practice that was common in the aircraft industry. The committee turned up the heat. The question arose, where was Johnny Meyer?
Will you bring Mr. Mars in at the 2 o'clock session?
No, I don't think I will.
Will you try to bring him in?
Oh, I don't think I'll try. I put the sweat of my life into this thing. I have my reputation rolled up in it. And I have stated several times that if it's a failure, I'll probably leave this country and never come back, and I mean it.
Wishing to vindicate himself, Hughes immediately ordered the flying boat ready for taxi tests upon his return from Washington, D.C. On November the 1st, 1947, Hughes ordered the maiden voyage of the plane out of dry dock. It was towed by tugboat into Long Beach Harbor. The largest seaplane ever built was ready to be tested. It was intended only to be a test of the engines. and taxiing capabilities, not a flight test. High winds and choppy seas postponed the first test. The next day, the wind died down as a crowd of expectant observers and newsmen gathered.
On the taxiing deck, Hughes takes a last look as the monster dwarfs everything in its vicinity. There are 100 instruments to check on this panel alone before the test begins. A test that is to startle the aviation world. In the cockpit, Hughes sits at the controls. Incidentally, it takes 26,000 pounds hydraulic pressure to operate these controls.
Hughes was ready. The 8 engines kicked on, and the crowd cheered. With Hughes at the controls, the giant flying boat glided smoothly across the 3-mile stretch of harbor. From 35 miles per hour, it cruised to 90 miles an hour during the second taxi test, when eager newsmen began filing their stories. But they were too eager. Hughes wasn't finished. Catching the media and the crowd unaware, Hughes lowered the wing flaps and taxied a third time.
And now for Mr. Hughes' surprise. As the enormous craft approaches her 95-mile-an-hour takeoff speed, the pilot lifts her onto the step and holds her there as she races through the choppy sea. And with a final drive of her engines, 200 tons are airborne, 5 months ahead of time. 70 feet off the water, she stays for a mile. $23 million worth of airplane has answered a lot of committee questions. It can fly.
The unexpected flight left the crowd and the world stunned. The new site was ready. The flying boat was taken by barge down Long Beach Harbor, then gently eased into her new domed home, adjacent to the Queen Mary. In the late 1980s, the Disney Corporation purchased the former holdings of the Rather Corporation. Disney discontinued the dome exhibit after 2 years, leaving the flying boat looking for another home. Once again, the Aero Club took on the task of locating a permanent residence for the flying boat. Michael King Smith proposed to not only preserve and protect her, but also to display her as a central exhibit in a living museum.
Is there one where you like control the...
There's a list of them back behind here. And each number tells you kind of what grade it will be.
The simulated roller coaster. Those are the people that are inside right now.
It's number 13.
I don't want to do this on a full stomach. I'm heading over to the space building. This is where there's the theater, movie theater. There's a total of 3 buildings. This was the one that has the Spruce Goose. And I don't know. Oh, there's the theater over there. So I'm going to see the 2 o'clock movie. Here's my van over there. My camp spot for tonight. So this is Air Force 2. Just did a tour of the inside. All right. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Fantastic. So this is Air Force 2.
Air Force 2 or sometimes Air Force 1 if the president is on his airplane.
Oh,
So he would use this if he was flying into a small airport or an airport with a really short runway. Last flew in 2016, I think.
oh, okay. Not that,
What year it was built, I don't know.
not that long ago.
I had a lot of questions when I went home last Thursday night and I tried to find this particular airplane online using the numbers that are on the tail and found nothing.
Okay.
So I don't know whether that's because that's an Air Force
Well.
2 airplane.
Oh, I see. It's got Very cool.
So this one was decommissioned 5 years ago. We've had it for 3. And this tells you that the last flight was September 16th of 2011.
Okay. So not that long ago.
No.
There's a communication command center here. The fax machine.
Yeah, they have fax machine.
The baño.
They put the TV in here right after 2011 when the Twin Towers came down. Because
2001.
2001, yeah, you're right.
No worries.
Because they had no visuals as to the news.
Ah.
And so they thought we need something better, so they put this in. So
Interesting.
this would be the newest thing.
Very cool. Looks like a comfortable sofa.
Yeah, and so this would be where the main dignitary would sit, whether it be the First Lady or the Vice President or whoever the President deemed the most important.
Sure, this plane could have some stories when Bill Clinton was president.
And then the doors at this end and the doors at this end close so that they would have privacy.
Of course. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your information. Seats back here for the press, and the dignitaries would sit up front. This is inside the space building, and it has a lot of displays for the race to be the first man on the moon. Also has all the helicopter and the history of the helicopter. This looks like a stealth bomber. Look at that. You got a complicated engine. See these. This thing must be fast. Before flight. Pretty cool. A total of 3 buildings here at the Evergreen Space Museum. This one is the one that has the most going on, is the space Spruce Goose. There's the theater, that's the one I'm going to go to next, and that's the Space Museum. So, and this is the RV overflow lot, or where you can park and stay 2 nights for free. So let's go check out, they're having some movies. There are flight movies, and then later on they're having a 3D shark movie, so that'll be pretty cool. So it's all included with the basic admission. I highly recommend anyone that's in the area or put this on your destination. This is a really great place to visit and learn about the history of flight. Had a wonderful time here. Thank you everyone for watching. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think.